Hi, I am Vanessa with Ellie and Mac, and welcome back to my sewing room as well as to building your capsule wardrobe. Today is all about getting cozy. Welcome to week 6 loungewear. So this week was incredibly hard for me. I think it's just because I'm not a loungewear wearing person. But I do have a few autoimmune issues. Sometimes you guys talk about my voice being too light, and I explain that it's because of my asthma. But I have some other issues, and a couple weeks ago, Peanuts decided they were no longer my friend. So this week was the week where I was getting off the steroids in my recovery nap, and it was hard. It was a really hard week for me sewing wise. I just felt like I had no sojo, and my sewing room was the last place I wanted to be. But it was very inspiring because I remembered this is why I'm doing this. And so many people have issues with their health, or you have little kids and you just want something nice and comfortable that you can wear, that if somebody comes to the door, you're not totally uncomfortable. I am somebody who keeps getting into my Christmas pajamas when it is not Christmas time, and they are fuzzy and they are big, and all my neighbors have caught me in these. They have also caught me in, this is a COVID relic, and I had 2 of these. I donated the pink one. I'm not quite ready to donate this one. It is a fleece dress with the pockets, and everyone's seen me in this. Sometimes I wear this with the Christmas pajamas. So you're gonna realize what my first pick is and why. And my first pick is actually doing the hipster. And what I did with it is I made it into a knit sweater dress that I can wear instead of this. So let me show you all the details. So this hipster dress is so adorable, and it is just as fast as sewing any other hoodie, but you get a whole outfit, which makes it fantastic. I love this textured rib knit that I have here, and I absolutely went for the hood. And this comes together so fast. So all you have to do is sew together your sleeves, and then you're going to sewing the sides of the bands that go on the bottom of the dress, as well as around both the liner and the outside of the hood. And then you're replacing the hoods together, right sides together, and we are going to be sewing along the outside. And you can see how nice that hood turned out. Now we're going to be taking those edges, and then we're going to be sewing them together. Once we sew them together, it's time to get working on our dress because we have all the accessory pieces done. That is definitely a time saver. So we're going to first do our shoulder seams with right sides together. And then it's time to add on that adorable hoodie. This is such a cute hoodie. I love the look of this. I actually wore this to the chiropractor this morning, and they thought this was just adorable with the hood. So it is definitely worth the sew. So let me just show you how this turns out. So then once you get done putting the hoodie on, it's time to sew up those side seams. And there's really no hacks I'm doing on this, so you just follow the instructions, or you can watch Diana with the wonderful tutorial as well. Now my sleeves are right sides out, so when I put them into the arm side, they will be right sides together. And with my sleeves on, we are rolling with this dress. So I did hem up the slit of my dress as well as hemmed the sleeves. Now it's time to add on the bottom. So you want to make sure that you do hem those up before you start the band. So here with the band, I have those side seams finished, and then I'm just going to be aligning it on and stretching it. It's not a very big stretch with this because it is the bottom hemline. And look at that very fun detail at the bottom of this dress. And here's the hipster all done with my slippers. And just to show you, this is cute even with the slippers. I love this hood. Oh my goodness. And just the fit of this dress is absolutely fantastic. This is the most comfortable knit dress ever. Now, up next, I am not a romper person. Just the whole bathroom part of it is, I feel like it takes too much time to get out of, time that is valuable. And I also feel like once you get out of it, you're just sitting there minding your own business without the top of your outfit on. So but it's okay if you are. If you are, you definitely can make rompers here. But I took the relaxed Raglan romper and I kept the pants. I'm going to show you how to add on a waistband with elastic on this. And then I loved the Bridget Dolman. Like that was like my favorite top out of my top series. So I took that and I made the Bridget Dolman tops to go with these very comfortable pants.
So as you can see here, I am adding pockets. These are such a fun pocket design and I just love them. My fabric is on fold and I actually measured the back of the pants as well as the front, and I realized that I needed to size down. So make sure you measure the pattern to know if it's going to be too large, because this is for a romper. And then you're going to cut your pockets out, and then to make the waistband, it's going to be the same width as the back of your pants and the front with your fabric on fold. You're going to double your elastic, so mine is 1.5, so that's 3 inches, and then I added 3/4 of an inch for seam allowance, and I cut on the front and the back, so I have 2 of these waistbands. From here, we're going to add on our pockets. This is a really fun waffle fabric. It's kind of a thermal fabric, and I'm very excited to be warm in these pants. So after I have added on my pockets, I'm going to top stitch the liner pocket to the front of my pants. This is just for a little extra detail and make sure that those pockets look good. After I have the pockets on, it's time for the outer of the pocket, and I'm just going to serge around the outside, and they're attached right here. And then I'm going to take the back of my pants and line it up. Now I like to complete each one of my pants individually, so I do the front and center, the side seam and the center seam, and then I turn one pant right side out and I put it into the other pant. This should make the bowl line up perfectly. And then from there, all you have to do is clip and then have one serge all the way across the bowl. And it will look something like this. Once it's serged, you can pull the pants out from each other and you should have a completed bowl. And you can see the pockets right there, and we are ready to add on that waistband that we created. So with the waistband, you can see right here, you can tell the front is just a little bit shorter, and then I'm going to clip it on. It shouldn't be stretched whatsoever because it's the same size. So start with your shoulder seam, your side seams, and then clip all the way around. And after I added the clip to the front, I add it to the back. So I have this in 4 corners, and then here you can see them nicely serged together. Now it's time to add my elastic. So normally I subtract 2 inches from my waistline and I pre-stretch my elastic. Now here, after I've gotten this completed, I actually went back and I top stitched after I finished that hole. And here are my cozy lounge set. You can see how comfortable these pants are. They're very nice and stretchy with plenty of room. I love the details of the pockets as well as the band. And this top is so nice. Let me tell you all the details with this Bridget Dolman. So the Bridget Dolman is just a really cute dolman. I really like it. And I like the high hip crop and then adding on a nice band. So I wanted on this green, so I made 2 sets, one with the gray fabric and another set with this French terry green. And I did a stitch in the ditch just like the instructions on the green one. I just wanted that added little bit of detail, and it's so much fun. So once I added on that little stitch, I sewed up the shoulder seams. And then after your shoulder seams are sewed, you're going to be adding on your neckband. So here I've actually added on my neckband. But what makes the dolman so fast to sew is that you're going to add the sleeves right here with the side seams open. And then, so if you're a little nervous of actually doing the armhole, this is a great top for you. And then you're going to put front and back together after your arm sleeves are on, and then you just serge up the side of the sleeve. It helps make sure that your sleeves are on perfectly and they're lined up at the seams. So once those are all complete, it's time to add on this adorable band. So this one is just lightly stretched, so you want to make sure that you have your clips and you're clipping it evenly in like at least 4 spots. And once you serge it on, you are done. And doesn't it look so nice with these pants? It's so comfortable, and this is exactly the same pair of the Raglan romper as before. And you can see the pockets and the hem sleeves with that nice front detail. This is definitely the lounge set that I will not be embarrassed to be caught in.
Okay, so aren't those matching sets so cute? I think that that's what's finally selling me on loungewear is the matching sets. Like, I feel like it looks put together. It looks like a romper, but these pieces are separate, so I feel comfortable and safe in them. Okay, so for my next inspiration, I wanted to keep that up, but there's this show that everyone's been watching, or at least talking about it, where the woman wraps around a cardigan and ties it. And in every episode, she has one of these, and for some reason, it's getting attention. And one of the inspirations from this I saw was a shirt that had the sleeves into the shoulders that you tie. So it's kind of like a mock cardigan wrap, and I thought it was really fun. What I did not account for was that my shoulders are a little short or small. So you will see where things could be better if you have adult sized shoulders. So I'll let you look at that. And I talked to Diana and I talked to Jessica, and I was like, what are some good romper pants that I can try using that I haven't used before? And it was suggested by Jessica to use the summer night romper pants. And the great thing about these is that it's already separate. So there's already a waistband for this. And not only is there a waistband, it's a stretch on waistband. So if you don't like the elastic on your waist, this is for you. You will love it. So I'm very excited about this. And let me show you how that turned out.
So I started with the Jessica top, and I cut it my size, and I cut it completely to pattern with the back, the front, and the sleeves, as well as the neckband. And then in order to make the actual fake mock sleeves that are coming down, I measured the shoulder of the pattern, and my pattern in my size, it was like only 3 inches. And so you can see it right here. So once I measured my shoulder, it was 3 inches. So I just doubled that to be 6 inches because this seam allowance is already built into the sleeve. And so I didn't have to add it here. So I cut it 6 inches, and then I cut it at 18 inches all the way down. And I cut 2 of these so my fabric is on fold here. But if you have a larger size, your shoulder area is going to be wider. And so you just do it the width of your shoulder, and it should look more like a sleeve because you can see how small that is compared to the actual sleeve. But you need to have it line up with your shoulder seam so you can see what we're kind of going for right here. So we're going to take that band and we're just going to close it up, and then you're going to serge down the side. And if you have a wide enough length to kind of taper it more at the bottom, it would work even better. But anyway, so now we're going to be turning those inside out and making sure that we have the corners. And we're going to just baste it on right there. And then after I have it basted, it's going to be right where we want it. So make sure that you use an elongated stitch in case you need to make any changes here. So once it's all basted together, you add on the back of your top and you finish it just like normal. Now these pants, they do have this separate to make it separate. So there is like no hacking that you have to do here. So it's very nice and easy. And so once you cut out the front and back, this hem band option is where your waistband is going to hold up your pants. So you want to make sure that you don't shorten this because you're not putting elastic in there. There is also a yoga band option. And so once I have my bull and my pant legs together, just like I did with all the other pant legs, all you have to do is attach this band. These pants are so awesome. So you're going to just attach the band and make sure that you clip it on because you are stretching on just like a neckband. And then once you serge all the way around, your pants are done. So this is perfect if you just don't like to have anything tight with the elastic on your waist. These will be definitely the most comfortable pants that you own. Just make sure that the band is smaller than your actual waist. And then after you get done serging, your pants are all done. So here is my sweater set with the mock sweater. And I think it looks good with my hair because usually if I had a shirt over, my hair would get all bunched up. But this is what my little sleeves look like. And you know what? It does, I think my daughter just thought it was supposed to be a bow. So it's okay.
So as you can see, my mock sleeves could have been bigger, but I think the attempt was there. And, you know, I don't even know what to say. The attempt was there. I tried something new, and you can put in the comments if I failed. Also, please write in the comments. I actually really love to read them, and I do answer every single one back. Which one was your favorite? Which one are you going to try? Or are you on Team Romper? Like, it's okay. You can put if you're on Team Romper. I respect you. But thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys like, subscribe, and make sure you have a wonderful day.